frustration, right? He didn't move because of comparison. He moved because of instruction. Some of you moved because your friends moved. Some of you moved because they said it's better there. Some of you moved because everybody is moving. I'm the only one that is left in Nigeria. Abraham's movement birthed nations. He didn't just relocate, he defined destiny. That's what happened to him. He didn't change his geography, he preserved spiritual infrastructure. When you relocate by revelation, family carries purpose into the new land. You become a blessing there, not a burden. If you're a burden, then you didn't relocate the way you should have. And part of what I bring you today is what you should be doing, even if you didn't relocate the way you should have. So Abraham raised a legacy. Not because of where he went, but because of what he carried into the place that he went. And then there was another family, Elimelech, the man who suffered by desperation. Ruth chapter 1:1-5. He said, in the days when judges ruled, there was famine in the land. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and 2 sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. Do you know how Moab came to be? There was a man named Lot. The man lived in Sodom. And then while the man was in Sodom, something happened in Sodom. They left. God rescued them. When they came out, the Bible recorded that the children, right, the daughters, dropped him kind of, and then slept him. The descendants of that immoral act are the descendants of the Moabs. So of course, environmental mapping, like we learned in the classical. When Elimelech was carrying his family into Moab, he didn't ask questions. He didn't do environmental mapping. He didn't think, this place, what kind of a place is it? You know the thing? Even if the place is the place you want, the understanding of the environment changes everything about it. So it's not about, if I know, about the place I'm going to live. No. It's about an understanding. He helps you to know how you navigate. Some of you don't know what swallows people in the United Kingdom. Some of you don't know how things work. You're just here blind. How do you conquer an environment you know nothing about? I live in Abuja. And I know that Abuja is drug-laden. I would be a fool to think that because I live in Abuja, I'm a parent coach, my children will not. I'm studying the environment. The places you give me for free, I won't live in Abuja. Why? Because I understand the terrain and I've been able to study it. When you come into a place like this, you should study the place and ask yourself questions. Why should I not live here? Why should I live here? We call it environmental mapping. It's a thing. But you don't know it now because you haven't studied it. You haven't studied it. Parenting is learned. That's the truth. Alright? Now, they moved. That move, when they relocated, 2 sons died. The man himself died. So the whole lineage was wiped away by that relocation. Now, let me say to you, I'm talking about death in real terms. Some of us are relocated, but our family lineages are dead. We're not dead physically, but the lineage of our families are gone. And then you're still speaking English. According to Coach Ebuka, that's the one I learned today. He doesn't speak English. I met a particular woman who said to me, she has been telling her husband, let's join our circle. Let's join us. They're like, what rubbish that girl? How old is she? The woman says she's turning 40 this year. Yes, I turned 40 this year. If you think it's not a big deal, it's your business. Because 40 is a big deal place. If you are 40 and like me, please stand up. This man said, is it that small girl? Who is she? What rubbish? Nobody will ever teach me how to parent or sir. We are very sir. Social service came. Took away their 4 children. And when the children were gone, he said, man, the wife was calling me. My mother wants to talk to you. My mother wants to talk to you, sir. I've heard about your news in the other sides. I said, sir, I will talk to you, sir. He said, I want to thank you for the good work you are doing. You remember that I do good work? Not the good work you are doing, man. The Lord will bless you. Happy birthday, Marias. You remember that I just come then had to say that, oh yes, these people have been learning, and they are in the process of learning, you can verify us, and that's what got him there out of that nonsense. So you are here now, they are telling you, they are saying, no, when the case comes, you will come. All the English you spoke, who is teaching? They don't learn parenting. Or even say, in Africa, what are those? They live in Nigeria. And they don't live in the UK. They don't know how many countries have you been to. You live in the UK. The man was just abusing me. But at the end of the day, he did not know that his savior was there. I'm saying this thing because when the chips are down, all those things comes around. You don't even remember any other day. See, when you go to the hospital and you want to be saved, our son had an injury recently. He broke his leg. When he went, he said the particular orthopedic surgeon was not, he didn't give me room to really express and talk about. He was not saying like I was a small child. I said, sir, the best thing you need is the consultant. So you must be humble. No, your mother cannot save you. So no matter how you don't like me. I am the one that have the mandate. You don't need to like me to read theater. No, you don't need to like me. I'm not a screen now. So others I like her, I don't like her. It's inconsequential. I'm not interested in you liking me or not liking me. Who is she? Some people in their mind will be saying, who is she? Why are they all coming around her, hugging her? They need her. Who is she? I am who I am. It doesn't stop anything. You are running for your life. If you go to the hospital, your neighbor is the only one that can save your life, and you don't be talking to your neighbor since. Will you be there running mouths? You will lie down there and be saved. That's what is most important at that time. Some of us are actually on the verge of death with the things that we are seeing. We did a hangout. Let me just smile and go. We did a hangout with USC others. And then their children told them, hi! How to me? One of them called Kochebuka. Hey, bro! Kochebuka, so you bro? Hey, bro, because, you're raising children here and you're literally losing yourself. You're literally losing yourself. Because you are in this culture. Now, so the question is not did you jabba? The question is why did you jabba? Many parents today are like Elimelech. They left home because of economic famine. Most of you guys are left home. And what they have is understandable. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I have two brothers who are American citizens. They live in America. Every time they're like, are you guys ready to relocate? Me and my younger brother says, it's okay, we'll visit you. And you guys will be right there. Right? Some of us are just Nigerians and want to live in Nigeria. And it's okay you also make a decision to live here. But when you're living here, live here well. That's my point. That's my point. Don't live here like an slave in my language. Like you're lost. Live here well. We're supposed to be representatives. We're not supposed to, the mission is what you should be thinking about. Alright? So it's not relocation that destroys family. It's disconnection. Disconnection from value. Disconnection from structure. Disconnection from purpose. Disconnection from God who sent you. That's what destroys family. It's not relocation. It's not once you relocate. UK environment does not like marriages. Only UK environment don't like marriages. You make choices. If you decide that you're going to chase pound sterling until you build 10 duplexes in the village where you will never live in, the day you die, they just carry you and bury you there. That's all. If you believe that that's what you are here for, then of course that will be the case. So many families are relocated for safety, for opportunity, for a better life. But the question is at what cost? At what cost? Japa does not end at the airport. It begins there. That's where the true test of everything starts. And if you're not prepared to get into a system like this, it swallows you up. So when people bring to me and say, everybody who when you train a child abroad, the child is spoiled. What does that even mean in itself? It's an act of irresponsibility, please. raise my children, they can't be, what is their spoiled? So it's UK. He said, no, the children we raise here, they are different. Or say, we raise here, they are different. What is that thing? You're not there. The children are raising themselves by themselves. The phones are raising them. So what do you think will happen? It's not about location. It's not about location, it's about the time that you're putting in. Sometimes you hear parents come to me and say, we live abroad, I've made a decision, I'll send my child home. Who have said that before? What? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. I will send them home. Once I send them home, everything will be alright. You know how they say it in Nigeria? Because you really think that that's what the solution is. Nigeria will swallow your child. You don't know Nigeria is. Your child will be swallowed up. He said you want to disconnect from the child, make it easier for you. Somebody told me, she wants to pay for inner circle for the younger sister and the husband, so that she'll send the child abroad in Nigeria. So they will now stay in the inner circle and be LDR. It is you people now. Because they are working night shifts. God. A parent will give the children codeine so that they can go to work and do night shift. And the children will sleep, so that when they come back, both of them will be asleep. Yes, it's happening. It's UK. I have more stories than you do. I work with thousands of parents from all over the nations of the earth. I have more stories than you do. The children will say, you leave them at home, go for night shift, come back, and then the children are sleeping. You ain't going to take them, give them a bath, and you say after all they are sleeping. And they tell you, say, no, you don't understand. And with the babies, the economic situation in Nigeria is not the same thing with UK. Come back now. Come back. We have work for you, please. Come back. If you can't deal with it, then come back. Now, the reality of parenting abroad is that you're discovering that you're raising children in a foreign land. It comes with a lot of battles. And you must be prepared for the battle. It comes with battles that nobody prepares you for. That's why we're shouting, get into the inner circle. Look at, why would they touch me? Why would they touch me? You know, my child, my children. Who taught us how to parent? Our parents, and we found out, okay, by the way, they're not okay about us. If you are okay, this jama will not happen. It will not happen. Second generation slavery, it won't happen. It won't happen. It's because there's something not okay about where we're coming from. And we must make peace with that. So, you have to, tell yourself that this is an issue. Number one issue that you have is environmental effect. Environmental effect is one of the biggest parenting forces. It's stronger than what you realize. Environment is bigger than value system. It will always swallow you up. Lot went into Sodom as a child of God. Lot left Sodom with the children, but Sodom did not leave them. The children of Israel came out of Egypt. Do you know that all the people who came out of that Egypt didn't enter the promised land? Every single one of them. They couldn't imagine. They didn't have what it took. God couldn't let them get it. Their mindset was wrong. So the environment made a mess of their brain. So the environment can mess your child up, irrespective of what it is that you think you know. So that's why you need to recreate communities. And you need to it's Nigerians I see. You have the highest population in the nation, yet you are hiding. You are afraid of everything. A parent once told me that this thing that I'm teaching children to cook. I was saying that my 6-year-old, my children started cooking at 6. That's not the same everywhere. This is England. As if I've not been coming to England since when? I probably have been coming to England more than yourself. This is England, though. Hey, social service will come for us. Hey, the kind of fear you live with is an unhealthy kind of fear. You can't succeed with that level of fear. No, you can't. I told him, I said, when you look at, I've watched Chop Junior almost all my life. My daughter loves to cook. Ife loves to cook a lot. And I watch Chop, every time I watch Chop Junior, you see 4-year-olds whisking away, pancakes. Yeah, I'm like, when did they start learning to cook? go, you study. I studied the UK laws. You've never sat down to study. Meanwhile, you watch their own 10-year-old. They mow they want, they bake, they cook, they do everything. And your own child is there. No, it's small, it's UK. It's UK, they'll come and carry us. Fear. An unhealthy amount of fear. Because you have refused to study the system that you are in. Empowerment. And when you study the system, you're able to align better. We were teaching at the TRP Summit, United States. And I said, it's your job to influence the school systems. They say, coach, you don't understand. They assign you any school around you. Hey, we can't go there. We can old man who stood up. She's a younger. She said, coach, you said this thing 2 years ago. And I said, I'm going to try. I said, I stepped in and I said, today I'm the chairman of the governing board to my children's school. And I make decisions. She said, I realized that the black parents are not even there. So they will make decisions against you. You are not there now. They call PTA, you know they. Your children are really know they. You are doing night shifts now. So how will you be able to arrive? You can't arrive. And the woman said, I've all shots of the kind of movies my children have watch, for the kind of parties they had to attend. I make the rules in the school. And you know what? They know you won't come. So they will make the rules for you. Because you're not there. See, parenting principles are the same. It doesn't matter where. It's the same all over the world. You want to talk about Nigeria, the people send their drivers for PTA. Mother and I have never missed a PTA meeting once. Never. We sit at every PTA meeting. It's a choice. Most of you are not even busier than I am. Let's not go there. You are not busier than most of us. We just choose by time what is most important. Some people say, oh, I'm busy. No, it's a choice. It's like your priority in parenting. You've not really rescheduled it. That's what it is. So you just need to make a choice. And if you make that choice, you'll be able to get more interested in studying the environment. When I brought out the UK law for this same man, who said, children cannot cook. Oh, you know, I said, but in school they teach them how to cook. How come? How come? Why is it in your house? He said, no, show us outside. Why are we not creating communities that are strong? If you do an election in Texas and you do not have the vote of the Jewish community, you fail. See, when something chases you, see how they take you out. I know they're telling you, I don't really have time to log in. You know, by the time I come back from shift, did you hear? God bless you, sir. It was he was sharing about, he's just a new yarder coming into the yard. He said, I've listened to every my intentional parenting journey. I come back from night shift, I log in, I watch it from beginning to the end, I pick the thing I need to pick, I go and sleep. He has made a choice. You can choose to come back from night shift and say, you know what, I'm too tired. This my intentional parenting journey is useless, it's stupid. I will go and sleep. It's either by design or by default. But something will happen. Anytime, any day. On my flight here, I heard a woman who was sitting beside me, old couple. And then they said, of course, if you could put me inside the economy, I could hear everybody. I will have people of this economy forever. Anyways, I was now talking about, I was just listening to them. And then my head was like, the woman said she's tired of coming to the UK. The woman said, but they need to come now. And they need to help their daughter. Shattered my mind. And I said, it was a simple line that got me thinking. Families are migrating, but not everyone is transitioning. Their bodies are relocating, but the systems are not. We have changed the environment, but our mindset is there. So the children of the Java generation are growing between two worlds. The culture of their parents and the culture of their peers. Two worlds. Families are shattered. Children are going across cultures. Grandparents are shuffling the world, not because they want to see the world, but because they don't have a choice. I told my two brothers abroad, so you guys won't put my parents through this. So my parents don't go. If they want to go anywhere, they come to my house, sleep, eat, get tended to, not going no abroad place. So I can turn them to your nanny. Not going anywhere. find a way to deal with whatever it is. Because this, these are all the consequences, right? Of whatever it is that we're doing today. But we can create a system that makes it work. We can. Without having to create a system that, overburdens a particular set of people and then, tires them out. Now, how do we raise children across these cultures without losing their sense of identity, their faith, and their family? Well, one time we were discussing in level 4, I think some time ago, was Turan who was sharing something about she and her children and their faith and the things that she had to do so they don't lose their identity. If you're not intentional about it, you don't know who your children are. You don't know who they are. And then in your mind, you're thinking that accent that they have is a sign of them being abroad. And then they can't speak your local language, it's a failure. That's the truth. It's a failure, it's not a good thing. He said, somebody, I posted something one time. I said, why are Nigerian children not speaking like Igbo children? In Nigeria, they say it's phonetics. I'm like, okay. Why are they learning to speak like that? He said, no, somebody wrote under my post. It's when you go abroad, you will know the importance of children speaking, having a white man's accent. Because you need to work in an environment. I froze. I worked in an American company for 10 years. I didn't have to go and tell to my boss, whoever is white, and talk to your language. I don't understand. How did we get here where we lose ourselves just in order to fit in? But it starts with us now. That's our mindset. That's the way we think. So your children can't speak local languages. They can't speak modern Nigerian languages with the normal accent that we have the way of speaking it now. And then you bring them to Nigeria. They are kidnapped people now. That's why you come. They will kidnap you, collect money. That's the truth. They can't fit in anywhere. Even the Oyibo they are speaking like they are not speaking like them. The Nigerians they are not fitting anywhere. So the children are confused. It's a big confusion. So one of the struggles that you're having is that cultural clash. There's also cultural clash in discipline, in values. Have you noticed that one of the things that is happening in this nation is that they are beginning to label your children more than necessary? Speak English. Meanwhile, you have not studied the labels and what they do. my brother went to meet a doctor, and their son, they said that is first level autism, but the doctor said, I won't rate it. The African children are being set up, I don't know. You guys can't even see. Because you are not interested in, and I'm not even in the UK, they have like 24 hours. I have like 24 hours. I've never not, I don't know what it is that they take lights. I don't know what it means. So I feel like 24 hours is a mundane thing. I'm looking for something that is not, it's neither here nor there really. There are bigger issues. And if you don't look down, they bring in the same set of children who is supposed to become an advantage. It becomes a disadvantage to you and even the nation at large. Because when a child becomes an advantage to you, it becomes to even the nation at large. And this is very important. And of course, we have emotional distance as another problem. Many parents are working long hours, juggling shifts. They are surviving. Cannot try them. Juggling shift. The system gives you money but takes your time. Yes. Can you get the money they take it back from you? They take it back from you. Milk you dry. And then you start all over again. See, you need to ask yourself questions and begin to come out of this system. How do I break off? Once you come, they tell you if you don't do care, you are dead. But it's not true. It is not true. That's why I said, we're not saying because you know Mommy London told you. Once you come. Who knows Mommy London? Oh, by the way, Coach Malala's younger brother is here. Shout out to you. Talking about Coach Malala and Mommy London. Alright? If you don't give your children presents, the parents will give them influence. It's always there. And so in this town, or in this country, children grow up emotionally independent. It's a bad thing. Emotionally independent. It's not because they are strong, but because they have learned to survive without you being there. Alright? I talked about identity confusion. Okay? Identity confusion. They are confused. They don't know whether they are African, they are Western. They don't know where they belong. Because they don't fit into both worlds. Alright? They are in between. And then there's value erosion through a lot of the exposure. The digital environment is growing louder than your voice. And you know, I hear things like, Coach, you don't understand. In this place, they cannot do without phone. He's a lie. He's a lie. You're just lying to yourself. And you know what you are. But to make it convenient for you, you tell that lie, you believe it, and then you keep going. And you're not telling the lie to yourself. These lies don't exist. You just cooked it up, made it real, and continue. And you know, my problem is not even particularly giving children phone. My problem is, what do you give them phone for? Our phone usage, right, is not intentional. There's something that we do in the inner circle. It's called a social media roadmap. If you don't have a roadmap for your child for media, don't give them a phone. So it's not even the age of your child that is the issue. It is that they do not have the foundation on how to actually use these devices. There is a way. Even you that is in this room, you don't know how to use it. You just scroll. Yes. That's the problem. We don't listen to the right now. I'm listening to VDM now. Yes. You have. You know all the things that happen in Nigeria. How can me and Dave know? Now people are fighting because iPhone is fake and it's not fake. You heard it now. So you scroll through. You don't even have that roadmap. You can't find me scrolling through. How? So that roadmap is the problem. So your child can be 18 and you hand them over a phone and crush them. So it's bigger than age. So what I'm teaching you is not about age. Is that if there is no roadmap for them to use that device, they won't get anywhere. It's just like when you want to teach a child how to drive. You give them a car because they turned 18 without them going to driving school. What do you think happens? That's what you're doing with, the phone. So you find out that the children are on the phone, they are outside watching all sorts. Because there's no direction. It's just like, even you think it's flex, man. Just like when I see Nigerian parents. I say, my child just turned 13. I brought my child iPhone 15 Pro Max. I see, we're supposed to, ignorant people will be clapping, wow, 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 wow. Like the most wowing society I've ever seen. Always wowing for things that don't make sense. Now, let's talk about what I call the pillars. The pillars. I call them the 7 pillars of raising children across cultures and continents. These pillars are refreshmental, they are about researching, refreshmental, and it's something that will help you to rebuild intentionally. Pillar number 1 is the pillar of origin. The pillar of origin. Don't lose your genesis in a foreign land. Don't. God told Abraham, leave your country, but take your covenant. Yes, take your covenant. Every family has a spiritual and cultural DNA. It's infused. It's a reading, it's a value system, it's a force. So when families migrate, the first thing the new environment tries is to erase is their memory. They erase your memory of this pillar of origin. Children raised abroad lose their sense of genesis. Actually, when you stop narrating it, you don't have to narrate where you're from. So they become fluent in the language of opportunity, but ignorant in the language of origin. Yeah. Very fluent in the language of opportunity. So when you think about opportunity, oh, my child has opportunity to do opportunity. How about the language of origin? They lose it. They end up not knowing where they're from, who they are, how to navigate, or anything. You must keep reminding yourself where they come from, who they are, what they carry. Teach them heritage. Tell them stories. Preserve their names. Reserve their values. Instead of naming them King Harry the Tenth, name them Oluwaseun, so that they will know that this is what it's more important to you than it is to someone who doesn't live there. Yeah. My child can survive answering anything. My child might not survive it in an environment like this. Really. Let them use their local teaching. Yeah. It's going to really help them to actually be able to have that, whole feel. Because you're not trying to fit in. Please don't fit in. Please don't fit in. You're trying to blend in but stand out. You blend in. Big part of what it is that the culture is saying. But you stand out. They will still know that this is who you are. So let them not lose their origins. Alright? Let them know where it is that they are coming from. Pillar 2 is a pillar of alignment. The pillar of move by revelation, not relocation. Elimelech left Bethlehem, the house of bread, during famine. That's what it was called. The house of bread. It wasn't descending. Many parents move by necessity. But once you arrive, because you have already moved, you must switch to intentionality. God doesn't bless movement, He blesses alignment. So it's not about your movement, it's about your alignment. So the fact that you came to the UK, it does not make you prosper. It's your alignment that actually prospers you. And when you're aligned, doesn't matter whether you're in UK, you're in Kutwengi, or you're in Uma secondary school. Actually, you will still be able to become. I was reading the story of Cosmos America. And I was reading where he was talking about how he dropped out of school from primary 2. It's not school that makes people, right? It's not whether the school that brought that makes them. No, it's not. It's not. Don't get it twisted. If you have that at the back of your mind, you ruin your children. Am I saying that the education is not okay? My children in school here, it's okay. Yeah? I can go anywhere to get education, yeah? But that's not what makes you. So if you miss how many people come in raising the social genders, and I was talking about it, where your children went and where certificates don't speak. There are so many places certificates don't speak. Who else went to school? Get masters, get whatever, PhD in the UK. You still haven't occupied the industry. That means there's something bigger than just coming to collect a certificate. There's something bigger than that. And if you master it, that's what changes the trajectory. I think I was talking about how he dropped out of school. I went to do printing press, I went from there, started to create. Prosperity does not answer to where you are, answers to alignment. Once you're aligned, you actually prosper. I'm a very prosperous person. I make no joke to say it. I'm extremely blessed. Extremely, dangerously blessed. My husband and I, we are dangerously blessed. We don't need to live anywhere. No matter where you put me, I will be dangerously blessed. You know what? It is by alignment. It's not movement. We live in Nigeria now. I'm sure people in Nigeria will be asking you for Gen 2K. Something happened to my brother recently. I said, now, how much you get? Let me give you. It's not by living abroad. No. It's not like that. It's by alignment. The moment you get it, then when you are here, you begin to think differently. He was last year at the TIP summit that Coachina was saying that the moment he got that light, he stopped doing canvas work, he owns a supermarket, he owns systems in this same nation where we all say, it's not possible. It cannot work. We were in Japan this year with the children for our annual vacation. And we went into a particular place in Tokyo, where we went to, see the sky tree, Tokyo sky tree. I went to the restaurant. We saw Indian food, Spanish food, name it. Food from every part of the world. There was no African food. It was mind-sharpening for me. Why? We go to big places, go to Heathrow. You see food from many nations. Is it anybody who sells African foods? We're afraid, too afraid to try to move. When my very close friend who lives in the US, who is also a Yada, wanted to begin to bake in the US, they told her, it's only white people that succeed baking. Hey! these things. You need to try. You gotta move. Give it a try. Stop hiding. Stop being afraid. It's not for fear. If not, we got own systems. You are still hustling. All of us are in the UK hustling. There's something about hustle. Doesn't bring you to the place you're going. Hustles are crumbs. Crumbs can never take you to the table. You keep picking it off the table. Because when Jesus was talking to the Canaanite woman, he said to him that the children's bread is on the table. You are picking crumbs. It's for dogs. Leftover. Extra shift. Extra this one. Hey, can we begin to think? Can we begin to think? I challenge you today to think. Think. There are opportunities to think. We have a huge society, a huge system to make a difference. Do you know the number of Nigerians that are in the UK? We're enough to change the story. We need to begin to stand up so that our children will have something to take away. If we live like slaves, they will live like slaves. That's the truth. Alright? So you must begin to think alignment. The reason loss of migration is not material. It's a lot of alignment. People come here and lose themselves. Literally. So when you move into a land, without redefining your family's why, the land begins to define who you are. You define your who. Why are we here? What has God called our family to represent in this nation? That's the question I leave with you today. Because purpose turns relocation into assignments. You're on assignment, you're not here just ordinarily. Pillar number 3, the pillar of environment. You can't raise children above your atmosphere. Abraham built altars in every land that he entered. Elimelech built houses and he lost his sons. If you build houses without altars, you lose your family. You lose your family. So if you don't design your child's environment, the system will design it for you. Build altars before you build houses. Prioritize the atmosphere before your academics. Academics, they come back from Cambridge, and then most of our children come back from Cambridge, and what do they build? Think about it. Apostle Monica is an illiterate, like we say in quotes, is worth how many $1 billion? That's the biggest rice farm in Nigeria as of today. What are they building? Alright? Second, control the voices that surround them. Schools, they need to control the school voices. You can. Stand up and control it. You can. Stop getting intimidated. I said the way that Africans are intimidated, abroad, it annoys me. Like, I feel so sad. Why are you allowing yourself to get intimidated? Because what? The Bible says it's not about the color, it's not about the Gentiles or the Jews. We are all children of God on earth. That's why my friend, the Lord Bishop David Oyedepo said, when he started ministry, he said, I won't collect 1 naira from any foreign ministry because all of us are called children of God. Children of God. That's why I don't run NGO, I don't need NGO. I run my own NGO. And I need to donate and spend money and move. People to think that way. Come on, they get this scholarship, then I'm not interested. If my child attends Harvard, they pay in full. Not interested. Scholarship, they use those things to tie your legs. A child got 10 million. Hey, they just tie your legs into nonsense. You can't speak, you lose your voice. Use your voice. Use your voice. There's a place you get to, you stop chasing things around there. Schools are crumbs, so when you look at the lines of things, I'm sure you're not saying parents understand it. When I say the schools are crumbs. And if you're not in the yard, better get into the yard. This is not really a conversation that is one day. No one conference is going to solve your problem. Yeah. This mind shifted. It was a day that I was telling yesterday. And when she came, she said, you must do care job. She got a solicitor role. She's a lawyer trained in Nigeria. She said it's because of the things I've mentioned in a circle. I was going to stand to say, I can do it. And I'm able to speak up. You see people who are smarter, think you are smarter than taking up things and they're there. He said, I'm not really, black people. The way they think black people in this place. What does that even mean? What does that mean? We don't put ourselves in the background, in the corner, and then the way they treat black people. They do the black people. They marginalize us. Oh, can you stand up from there? You're already here, you're already here. You're already here. It's either you are here or families lack, struggle. It's not the lack of love. It's the lack of structure. Love without systems will lead to frustration. That's why when you get in here, your marriages crash. It's because you don't love your children, or you don't love your spouse. But love without system leads to frustration. Love is an emotion. You can't hold the marriage. In fact, I tell parents abroad, if there's anybody who needs communities, structures, inner circle, it is you. You should not even be speaking English when I'm talking. I'm saying, hey, what is this for? Hey, you need it more than you even can understand. There's a lot that you need to do. Alright? One of the things that, every family is either governed or is drifting. Every family. If you don't create a system of how your family runs, the discipline, connect, growth, and the culture will hand you one, and you use it. So you need to create what I call the family governing systems. The rules, the routines, the roles, the readings. In the inner circle, coming up, people say they don't give me time, they're giving me time. People say it's only their coach, they don't give me time. But I can overrule that time. I will try to finish. Alright, so create family governing systems. We have a new guy called Creating the Family Governing System. So many years, we've done family value, and I just, got to a point and I said, families don't really understand what it means to have systems and structures. Some people like me, they still ask me, what does it mean to create structure? Please, some people are even afraid to ask. Because if you ask, you might just receive some bad goals. But you don't really know what it is. So we decided to create these systems so that you'll be able to actually create it off, and be able to have something to actually have to your children. I was privileged to be in, where did we go to go and see the Queen's house? It's not Buckingham, her house. Windsor Castle. One of the things that intrigued me was the amount of documentation I saw there. We don't document. And that's one of our biggest problems. We don't. Some of our children don't even know how we got here. And some of them are going and they are leaving home. So they don't know anything about why we are here. Alright? Pillar number 5. Pillar number 5 is the pillar of emotional presence. Provide atmosphere, not just amenities. Many parents here are present, sometimes they're even present physically, but emotionally you are not there. You come back from night shift, you are sleeping. Your children are in the house, so I spend most of my days with them. But you're sleeping all day now. Yes, you're sleeping all day. So you're not really spending time with them. Alright? So the growth gap in that family is not distance, it's emotional neglect that is masked by business. Alright? So make your presence a habit, not just an event. Pillar number 6 is the pillar of identity. Raising children who are rooted, not confused. Children abroad face dual realities. Africans at home, Western outside. And there's no clarity. So they build 2 sleeves, one for survival, one for belonging. Survival outside, belonging inside. Very confusing. So identity confusion is not a teenage crisis. It's a parenting flaw. Did you hear me? It's a parenting flaw. Yes, it is. When parents stop defining who they are, of course, the culture fills in the blank. Teach your children to integrate, not imitate. Your children are imitating, they need to integrate. Raise children who carry values like travel, humility, excellence, compassion, accountability. Because a child who knows who they are, they don't get lost in where they live. Where they live doesn't get them lost. And pillar number 7 is the pillar of legacy. Not just move for survival. Build for continuity. The Java story must evolve. We must get off from survival immigration to generational mission. If you decided to be here, make it a generational mission. And make a choice. I want to be here, and I want to make a mark. Legacy is not what you leave for your children that we all know. It's what you leave in them. It's who you become. If your children inherit opportunity but lose identity, they haven't built legacy, they have built luxury. And they are 2 different things. Abraham's journey was never about a new country. It was about a new covenant. It was about a new country. You're not just migrants, you are missionaries. That's who you are. You didn't move move to survive. You move to model what this border, cross-border African society can look like. Right? So, because the greatest miracle of migration is not relocation, it's revelation. It's revelation. You don't just move. God moved your family into a new assignment. That's what you're here for. Alright? One of the things that you must understand is the 4 principles of intentional parenting in the chapter generation. Let me quickly go through that. Okay, I have 15 minutes, man. Nice. The 4 principles of the intentional parenting in the chapter generation in this case. Number 1, understand the emotional and identity effect of migration. That's an understanding you need to be able to build. Migration brings opportunity, safety, education, and exposure, but it also disrupts identity. Children, of course, you need to begin to ask, what should I do? If you don't teach our children who they are, the culture around them will. Identity is not inherited. Identity is intentionally reinforced on a daily basis. You don't inherit it. Alright? You don't inherit it. Alright? So train up your child in the way it should go. Proverbs 22:6. But the problem is that you can't train up a child if you don't define the way. There's a way. You need to define that way. Number two on that pillar is that you must be able to build emotional connection. You must be able to understand how relocation affects your parenting style and family roles. Relocation doesn't just move people, it reshapes power structures within the family. It does. So, it doesn't change your address, it changes how your family functions. Where you are coming from, things function differently. Where you are now, you need to make peace. That is how things are going to function. Alright? So, you need to actually manage it. Okay? Parenting that worked in London, in Lagos, it's the term parenting in London, but you need to adapt it intentionally and translate it. It's the adaptation and the translation that makes the difference. So, create those structures to fit this environment where you are without losing your essence. This thing I'm saying looks like something you can just do. No. And you need somebody to help you structure it. That's why there's a system like the Inner Circle. Alright? Recreate community intentionally. That's another thing that you need to do. Find a tribe. Yeah, that's how I speak in your mind. There's something about being in a community, there's something it does for you. So you are recreating that system all together. I met this particular group of youngers in Canada. They started to buy a house on the same street. Yep. That's how intentional people can get. In the same street, they were buying houses. So now, 6 of them live on the same street. They are all medical doctors. They are building a community. They said, we want to form a strong system in this community. So that our children can have an identity even though they live in diaspora. It takes a level of intentionality to do this. People there, hey, we're coming to UK, hey, my mommy London said the best place to live is in Birmingham. Hey, there are doctors here, hey, you don't move from there. Can you hear my voice? You don't even know what's happening there. You don't even know why you should live there. You don't even know that. He said, hey, I don't want to live where Nigerians are living. Hey, I want where white people are living. White people, white streets, why only white people? And I just, creating all manner of, because you're not asking, you don't really do the study. You don't really build it. Number 3, build emotional connection across distance and differences. Alright? Connection is a deep bridge that you need to create. Connection is not in your presence. Is in your priority. Connection is not about living there. It's in your priority. What is your priority at the time? Communication, scheduling times that can't be moved and all of that. Engineer Tony and her husband are here. Both of them travel as much as we travel. Because they work in the same organization, they work in the oil and gas system. They are both engineers climbing masts. Yesterday I still talked about her. So the day she told me, say, Mama, please, I cannot not eat eba in the morning. I'm an engineer. I climb masts in the morning. So I need to go and eat eba before I start. But they've been able to create a structure that will help them to be able to parent intentionally. See, when you see us running with our children like our life depends on it, we know what is chasing us. Some of us know what is chasing us. 10,000 lions. Right? But the problem is that we've killed a lot of them. You know, my friend in inner circle called me and said, Coach, ha! I've killed all my lions, remaining 1,000. Only 1,000. And by the end of this year, I would have killed all of the 1,000. I had a good laugh. Right? But there's a lot. Your child can't be dying and you're making excuses. No, you can't. You can't afford to. The day they called us that our son broke a leg, I was having a class. I just said, you guys, hold on. And they come. Pew, shut down. Let's move. Me and my husband in that car. Yeah, school is not in Abuja. We flew there. Got there, picked our son. I didn't come. The next day was webinar. I did my webinar. I didn't come complaining to you. Hey! Yesterday was not for me, my life. Hey! Hey, my son is late. He can't walk. Hey! I'm overwhelmed. My life has finished. If you don't want to, you don't have an idea of what my schedule looks like. If I open it up for you, you're going to wonder if it's a human being that owns the schedule. I saw my travel schedule for November. I was asking them, is this for me or for another person? I called my head of admin. This guy should be crazy. Like you guys are crazy? They want to put you on. But you know what? You must choose your heart. Part time. Call me and say I need to be in Addis. I need to represent Africa. One parenting, one thing, I say I'm not coming. Am I not representing Africa here? I need to be in Addis to represent Africa. I'm not coming. Provided once my travel ends, November, so that's the end of travel for the next. I mean, January I'm going to even travel till February. In my house. Let me breathe. But you must make those priorities. But you know what? When your children are younger, that's the best time to start. You know why we can take some of these decisions now? You know, our children just call and say, oh, you guys, that's you kids come with this. You guys can go, we'll be fine, we'll still uncle, we'll be alright. You guys are really doing well. Huh? You know, it's the school that really costs it. It's okay, you guys will be alright. Well, I'm sure, did I just go? It's fine. You know why? There's an emotional bank that is so strong that have been built. That's why we can have that kind of courage. We did the time. We did the time. We spent all the time we needed to spend with our children from that 0 to 13 to 15 to now they're almost 16 years. For those of you who think that my children are toddlers. They're almost 16. Now, come on now. So, you know, when I look at them, there's a level of emotional stability they have. And that comes from where it is that we're coming from. When your children are below 10, please pay the price. Pay the price. When you get into the inner circle, I tell you that if your child is below 5, do Thanksgiving. If they are below 10, Keke is chasing you. So you are still running small. If they are above 10, you have 10,000 lions on your tail. Have you ever been chased by 10,000 lions? So it means that you don't have, you are breathing and you're like, that's how you are running. You run like your life depends on it because your life does depend on it. Because I think there are so many teenage issues that people have now, I cannot relate with. And I have witnesses in the house. Why? Yeah, that's why I have witnesses in the house. I can't relate with when people are saying it. I have teenagers, but I don't have it. I've never had issues of porn. I don't have it. Because there's a system you can put in place. Does it mean my children are better than yours? No. It just means that there's a system that holds them accountable to it. So it's not about whether my child is good or not. You know when people say, I trust my children, I don't trust them. Trust is not a parenting tool. You know, it's not. It's not. I put in systems. Tell you one funny story. Recently, our son wanted to host 6 of his friends in our home. And that was the first time he was hosting that number of boys. We said, okay, can you give us a plan? He said, Mom, so what you're trying to say is that you don't trust me. After all these years, I've shown responsibility. I'm a prefect in school. I'm this. I say, sir, give me a plan. You have 6 children in my house, 6 boys. Almost 16-year-old boys. Between 16 and 17 without a plan. I will not. When I was lying down with my husband, my mother was sleeping, in between sleep, my son was dragging me. I woke up, opened my My other woman said, Ayo, you will hit instructions. And then step back. And I said, okay, now, you know what will happen? Give me this plan. So that you can actually say, Mom, this eventually ended up. He's not, I'm the mother. He's not the mother. No matter what he does, he do it. I don't need to hit him. We don't hit our children. We never owned a cane before, by the way. You don't need to hit a child. If you're hitting a child, go and then get connect to correct. Discipline is not an emergency. Discipline that works. From yelling to calm, only you. Read it. There's something wrong with you. So that your head can open and correct. You don't need to hit a child to correct a child. You don't hit our children. You've never done that. Somebody says, you've never slapped your child. Why are you slapping the child? Why are you beating a human being? Are they dogs? That's why you come into here, the UK. They tell you, this UK, they tell you, how you children. Being like, they are raising cows. You don't need to hit them. I just insisted. I am the parent, okay? I just told him, whatever, grudgingly, it's okay for you not to be happy. I felt very alright. I'm not ice cream, sir. You don't need to like me all the time. If I like me all the time, I'm doing something wrong. He went, created it, came with it grudgingly. I said, where is the food that they're supposed to eat, okay? We didn't spend all that they wanted to. He said, I made provision, and we make lunch, they will eat, blah, blah, blah. I said, give me. He gave me 2 hours of your chat life. Spending that time with those people can ruin them. That's what you understand. A child can be ruined by that friend who has come to your house for 1 hour. That can be a turning point of their lives. So when my son was arguing, my mother said, if you argue from now till tomorrow, you will give me. It's an instruction. Train your children to take instructions so that they don't end up dying. You are arguing instructions. That's why your children argue instructions. They tell you something in the answer. I was going to say, what should say, good shit, blah, blah, blah. Your children, you tell them to do something. They say, no, man, doesn't work like that in England. It's the same way. Because you have not created the system of being able to take instructions. It's a thing. It's a thing. And when you excuse your children, you exclude them. You're not excluding them. Then he eventually brought it. Imagine living 7 boys in our home that is a 7-bedroom. How do you do that? 7 boys. You have CCTV. You have, as they were coming in, I said, only one parent called me and said, your house. No, they said, coach, you know your house is safe. I said, look at all of you. Your house is safe. Do you know that I went to school sometime, later? And when I got to school, I was talking with their friends. They all of them gathered me. They're like, Momsi, hey, they were talking and all of that. I usually gist with them. And they're like, Momsi, we enjoy being in the house. So, Ayo is a real governor self. He arranged everything structure like this. I looked at my son in that moment. I eyed him. When we went out, I said, Sherry, you are there fanning yourself and taking glory. I said, look at you. I said, you think that's what we are doing? At the time, I told him, I said, even if you are not in Nigeria, you'll be accountable. Doesn't matter where you are. Doesn't matter where you are. Accountability is a core. You can't leave your children. Who even said when a child is 18, they are no longer accountable? Who said that thing? Is it the Bible? Government. Everyone went to marry my bicycle. He said that when the child comes 18, you can no longer say anything. They can move out of your house. They can. And you are buying that narrative. You bought it. They told you and it's okay. When they get the pay rent, it's all they can do what they want. Inside we are. Okay? No, but I told myself, I'm not even fit to do what I want. At 40. I can't do what I want. I still answer to people. Number 1 man, visited here. I'm still very loyal, sir. Without my running mouth, if you see me in my house, you will be shocked. I just sit like this, I don't know what I'm doing. Really, they're working no problem. That's how it goes. To the point that I traveled last year alone. I was going to America. I was like, will you survive? Hey. My legs and hands are broken. promised land. There's an assignment. You didn't come anyhow. You didn't come anyhow. God is not an author of confusion. You might have decided to run from a economic situation, but you are here for a purpose. Yeah. Who am I called to influence? What seed am I meant to plant here? Purpose brings stability. Without it, even blessings become burdens. Number 2, rebuild your family altar. When Abraham entered new territories, he built altars. When Abraham entered Moab, he built a house. Don't just build a life abroad. Build an altar. Your children don't need better schools, they need spiritual roots. In the UK, your home must be your sanctuary. That's why revival begins. Yes, so in the pulpit is in your parenting. And I want to say this to fathers. Fathers have an instructional orders that mothers can never get. Never. The mother of Moses raised him. The father was never mentioned. And he was called, anointed. Yet, God said, that years, he did 40 years, right? When he killed that guy. God said, these 40 years, without an instructional order, is a miss. I will take you into a place where you will be fathered. So he was fathered for another 40 years. So Abraham and Moses was 80 when he was running that mandate. Why? Because a man in his life refused to do what he was supposed to do. That's the truth. Fathers, you are ruining the life of your child by not being there. And you know the worst part? Your children will pay the price of those 40 years. Yesterday, most of us are paying the price as absentee fathers. Think about it. We're all paying the price of fathers who are not there. The price of fathers who, Onyekomon was saying in an interview, that you see the girl raised by a father that's involved, she calls them my father's daughter. There's a level of confidence that you grew by the time that you're raised by a father who is there. I am my father's daughter. I can't see you. Oh, come on now. I was raised by David and Easy. I can't see you. And the guy was beside this guy, my God, they go. So I'm not afraid. There's a confidence you build in a girl just by you, the father. The mother does not have the capacity to build it. Because instructional order is only given to women. In recent times, you've been seeing that women are now beginning to grow in every aspect of their lives more than men. What's happening? God gives instructional order to, sometimes who is even available. And it's who holds the instructional order that prosperity flows to. So men, stop crying that, my man is making more money. Hey, take charge. Provision is not the only thing you provide. Provision of money. It's not the only thing you provide in family. That's why it's called provision. It doesn't matter how much I make. My husband has the vision for the nation. And that's the most important thing. That vision aligns. If you don't have a vision, the only thing you give is money. Your ego will be fragmented. Because money can change. When it switches, what do? How about the provision of other things? My children will not pick anybody over their father. Never happen. Not even me. I stand here to say it. Not even me. Sometimes you're talking, man, I say, Mommy, don't worry, Daddy gets it. We don't get it. I'm like, it's okay for me not to get it. Fathers, please stand up. Stop letting your wives drag you, beg you, dobale for you, just so that you can come and learn how to parent the seeds that God has given you. That's an error in itself. That's an error. Please stand up. Why in a revival? And lastly, raise children who carry confidence, not confusion. Treat them that identity is not asset. Identity is not asset. Identity is not postcode. It is in purpose. They are African by heritage, British by residence, kingdom citizens by destiny. That's who they are. Build family systems that keep them connected, emotionally, culturally, spiritually. That's why you turn migration into multiplication. You are migrating to multiply, you're not migrating to just sit. Alright? And in conclusion, the Japa generation will either bet on Abraham or bet on Elimelech. Families who migrate with revelation will raise leaders. Families who migrate without vision will lose alignment. But here is the good news. If you are already moved got revelation and you're here. You can still build again. You can choose to reconnect. You can choose to rebuild. You can choose to raise differently. Because you're not here by accident. It's an opportunity for revival. So today, I ask you again, ask yourself, why am I here? You can answer that question clearly. Your children will live confidently. And if you're a parent who has asked that question quietly, did I lose something when I left home? I know some of you have asked that question. God's answer is simple. You may have left the land, you may have left everything, but if you don't leave my plan, that's enough. So the time now is now. Raise your families, raise your children across cultures, across continents, across generations, but don't lose alignment. That's the most important part. Because when you understand why you are here, your children will understand who they are. The moment you understand why you are here, they will understand who they are. And lastly, let me say, we have come for this conference. It's one of those conferences. Now getting real up, excited. Oh, I heard something in this conference. But you will choose whether this conference is going to challenge you, change you or not. The choice is yours. Whatever it is that you decide about this conference today is your choice. We can come all the way, make all the sacrifices, and come here and tell you, you need to join the inner circle, you need to move, you need to do this, you need to do that. Yes, the choice is yours. But I can assure you of one thing. When the chips are down, you run. Nobody will chase you. But may you not be late when you're running. And I'm going to close with this story. A particular parent in Canada called me one of those days and was shouting, "Coach, answer me now, what is it?" Book a session, she booked. A 1 hour session is 200K. I will not do more than 1 hour. Like, I even hate those 1 hour, one-on-one. It consumes my time. And I sat in that session. Even I said we 130,000 per year. Only. I sat in that session in 1 hour. She paid for 4 sessions. Because she wanted me to listen to her for 4 hours. Ma, I can't. I can only do 1 hour. What has happened? The state has taken her child. Her child was transitioning from a male to a female. So, at that point, she was asking me, what do I do? Do you think I have an answer? I don't. And I said to her, Ma, you can stand in the line of mercy. Because right now, it is the mercy of God that can get you. God says that I will show mercy on whom? I will show mercy. Is that his prerogative to show mercy. Miracles are not normal. Mercy is not normal. He decides who he wants to show mercy to. But there's another part. This woman has 2 younger children, and I said to her, there is grace. Enter into the grace to raise these other children better. While you continue to pray for mercy for this one. Some things happen to you. If that child returns and comes from that years and turns out to become the person that he needs to become, the truth remains that this child has a scar for life. Will you rather allow your child have a scar, or will you rather do everything you need to do without having to go through the scar of parenting? It's a thing. And those scars don't go away. It's always a reminder that something wrong was done. Your children don't need to go through the experiences. They don't need to. David, for all I mean, teaches part of the faculty. Anytime he tells his story about his 7 years of addiction on drugs, I tell you for free, there are positions he can never occupy in Nigeria today. It's a scar. And it's a life scar for him. It's an experiment. Yes, he has come out. He's doing God's work with it. God is blessing him. Yes, it's going everywhere. But it's still a scar. It's still a scar. His mom said to us, if I know this thing that is being taught today, my son would have gone into drugs. I'm sure. The choice is yours today. Thank you.